Hi. So in the previous session, we looked at what is the process of attention within our brain and nervous system. Today, we will look at how people process inputs, and everybody processes inputs differently. There are multiple theories out there of how attention works within different individuals. One thing to remember is whatever theories are given, each theory does not apply in the general, like you cannot apply it to the entire general population. You would have to identify the individuals for whom a particular theory works. So there are different types of theories about filters. There are people who filter out information. There are people who don't filter out information. So the uniqueness of every individual makes sure that everyone is processing stimulus differently, taking in stimulus differently. So when we approach any theory in psychology or any other subject related to humans, it is very important to understand that one theory does not apply to every population. You have to go to the individual members within the population and see what applies there. So here we're going to talk about four of the theories of attention, four models of attention. We are talking Broadbent, Moray, Treisman, and Deutsch and Deutsch. That's what we're looking at today. We will look at others in a later video. So let's start off with Broadbent. So what did Broadbent say? So Broadbent said that if there is any stimulus, it does not automatically go towards processing in people. So suppose, for example, you hear a sound, somebody claps, or somebody calls your name, or somebody says something very loudly in a room. It's not necessary that your attention will go there immediately. It depends on who is that person who is talking loudly, or is this clap disturbing you, or is your name being called by someone who's important to you? So in that case, you would pay attention to that particular stimulus, and then you would process it as to who, what, why, and then produce an output. So he said that everybody already has a filter based on internal mechanisms like values, what we naturally like or don't like, all those things matter. So that is Broadbent's theory. The infographic I'll put an infographic after this, and you can take a screenshot so that you can really understand how it works. So Moray expanded on this in 1959, a year after Broadbent proposed it. Moray expanded on this and said that we all might have a selective filter to any input that is coming through our eyes or ears and etc. But there are certain stimulus which will pass this filter because they are of very high importance or very high intensity. So example, I'm talking to you right now. If suppose you hear a big loud noise in the next room, it is going to take your attention away from this video, and you're going to put that attention there because it is high intensity. It will pass through your filter. Although you're focused here, it passes through that filter, and you will pay attention to that. You will go and investigate because it might be something really dangerous. Or it might be like your mother calls you, your spouse calls you, your child comes and sits on your lap. So these things will immediately take your attention away because this is emotionally important to you. So Moray expanded on Broadbent's theory, saying that certain stimulus will pass through whatever filter we have based on what we like to pay attention to. The infographic that follows this will help you to understand better, how that particular process is happening. Now, one thing to remember is that the purpose of paying attention to something is to produce an output from it. Now, the next level of upgrade that happened to this theory was Treisman's attenuation theory, in which, so to understand attenuation, all we need to remember is it's like, suppose you have to, like your phone is playing music and somebody is also playing music on the radio. Then if you want to listen to the song that is playing on your phone, you would increase the volume of that. So that has more importance to you. Increase the value. That will take your attention first. And then you would pay attention to the song on the radio. So it's all, you can take the analogy of turning the volume up and down when we do talk about Treisman. So in the example that we took, when there is a big sound in the room next door, that might take your attention if you don't know what it is. But suppose it is just you know that a book fell down, or a bag fell down, you know what the sound came from. You might not immediately go to the room, because at that point, this video that you're watching has a higher attenuation for you. So you continue to process this stimulus rather than the stimulus in the other room. So this is all that Treisman's attenuation model actually speaks about. And then we come to the next model is the Deutsch and Deutsch model, in which they said that the Deutsch and Deutsch actually said that all the inputs are taken in, and then what will happen is that there will be a processing based on the semantics or the meaning of those inputs to us. So a sound in the other room may not mean anything, so I'm not going to pay attention to it. But my mother calling me from the another room has more meaning. So I might leave this video and pay attention to that. Or my child crying, or somebody ringing the doorbell. So I do take in all that. Even though I'm watching this video, I'm taking in everything else. So the lights, the sounds on in the road, somebody's honking the car. But the car honking on the road does not matter to me, because it has no meaning in this context of this video. But a doorbell ringing in my house definitely has context, because I have to go attend to it immediately. I don't know who has come. I'm not expecting, even if I was expecting someone, I would then have to check the time. Maybe it is time for them to come. So it has different meanings. So the more meaningful stimulus is for us, we will first pay attention to that. So they said that there is no selective filter, there is no filtration happening. Filtration happens after we process what a stimulus means for us. So these are the four models that we have talked about today in this video. So Broadbent talked about having a filter. Moray expanded it to say that some stimulus which has more enough intensity will get past the filter. Treisman said that it depends again on the intensity, like if the volume, how much volume is up and down, it depends on that. And Deutsch and Deutsch said the filter happens only after all the stimulus have been processed and the meanings have been understood. I will leave you with a comparative infographic. You can take the screenshot of that as well. And what's more, I will be putting a link to some free PDF resources which you can use for your exams, quick revision tips, and some memory aids and some exam aids in the description. So do remember to click on that link and take advantage of this. So I hope this has been a good quick recap of the common theories of attention. If you would like to specifically hear about anything else, do let me know in the comments. And meanwhile, if you like the format of this video, if you find these useful, do like, share, and subscribe. So thank you very much for tuning in. See you in the next one.